Poor people buy luxury, not the wealthy.
What? What?
It's often those with smallest means who drive the luxury market, not the truly wealthy. But why do the rich avoid luxury, while those with less splurge on it? To find out, I spent weeks diving into research, analyzing trends and reviewing studies. After 57 pages of notes, I uncovered some surprising reasons behind this paradox and why it's such a big problem. Let's start by exploring why wealthy people tend to avoid luxury. When we think of luxury items, the image that often comes to mind is of brands with flashy logos and bold designs. Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and similar names are almost synonymous with luxury. This is no accident. Mainstream luxury brands have expertly manipulated our perception to make us believe that branding equals luxury. In reality, these branded products are just status symbols for those who can't truly afford them. True luxury, however, is often hidden in plain sight. While it might seem that wealthy celebrities are always decked out in these famous brands, remember, they're often paid to wear them. The truly wealthy, those at the top of the social ladder, usually have an entirely different wardrobe, one filled with exclusive, lesser-known labels that embody quiet luxury. Quiet luxury is a style that goes against the flashy look, usually linked to rich people. It's all about understated elegance. There are different types of quiet luxury, but they all share some common features: minimal or no logos, muted colors, and simple, elegant designs. Instead of showing off with brand names, quiet luxury focuses on exclusivity, rich heritage, and impeccable craftsmanship. It quietly stands out from the crowd, offering a unique distinction that's obvious only to those who truly understand its value. Mark Zuckerberg's clothes show this style perfectly. He wears plain gray t-shirts that look simple but are actually custom-made by a brand called Brunello Cucinelli. Each shirt costs $400, even though they look like something you could buy at Walmart. By choosing to dress in a more understated manner, the truly wealthy adopt a kind of status symbol that signals to others that they aren't new money, people who have only recently acquire the wealth. People who are new to wealth often like to show off their money with flashy clothes and big displays. They wear bright, expensive items to make sure everyone notices their wealth. On the other hand, the truly wealthy, often referred to as old money, prefer a more subtle approach. They like to wear clothes that are elegant but not loud or conspicuous. This style of dressing reflects a deep, long-standing familiarity with wealth and sophistication. Contrary to popular belief that luxury brands are bought by the wealthy, it's lower and middle-class consumers who constitute nearly half of the global luxury goods market. Middle-class men and women are the ones buying Louis Vuitton monogrammed handbags and Gucci logo-covered clothing. But why is luxury bought by those who can least afford it? In places where there's a big gap between rich and poor people, more folks search for luxury brands on Google. For example, in these areas, people often look up brands like Ralph Lauren or things like jewelry. If you compare maps of these searches with maps showing income gaps, they look very similar. Here's a thought experiment. Imagine you can buy luxury items often. Instead, you save up to buy a few expensive things every once in a while. You would likely choose something that clearly shows its high price, like a branded handbag, over something more subtle with no logos. This is because the obvious luxury item makes it easier to show off your wealth to others. So even though it might not make financial sense, the desire for status drives middle-class people to buy luxury items they can't really afford. However, it's not just about lower middle-class people wanting status. Luxury brands specifically target the middle class to make more money. Jean Jeguni, the chief financial officer at LVMH, the world's largest luxury conglomerate that owns Louis Vuitton, Dior, and other famous brands, revealed the surprising truth to the Financial Times. We don't sell most Louis Vuitton products to rich people. It is to people who have money and want to indulge themselves. The advantage of this cohort is much, much bigger than the super wealthy. He basically admitted that they target middle-class people to increase profits. While luxury brands do offer custom-made to order products exclusively designed for the wealthy to request and purchase, the majority of their offerings are targeted toward the middle class, and they do this in 3 ways. The Simpsons, originally a cartoon about a lower middle-class family, has teamed up with Balenciaga, a famous luxury brand. This shows that luxury fashion brands are targeting the middle class instead of just focusing on rich people. Luxury stores are designed to take advantage of the insecurities of the middle class. When you enter, everything feels luxurious. They offer champagne, and the staff often act with an air of superiority. All of this is intended to give you a false sense of status and success, persuading you to make a purchase. According to a study by Bain, Gen Z consumers are now buying luxury items 3 to 5 years earlier than millennials, starting as early as 15 years old compared to the previous average of 18 to 20. But as more people buy luxury goods, these products lose their aura of exclusivity and seem less valuable. So, to appeal to the masses, while still keeping an aura of exclusivity, luxury brands carefully balance growth and scarcity. Predicting the exact demand for a design is nearly impossible. Sometimes luxury brands make too many items and can't sell them at the retail price. Normally, businesses would put excess inventory on sale to clear it out. However, if luxury brands did that, they would lose their exclusivity. So what do they do instead? They destroy everything.
Everything burns.
This strategy ensures luxury fashion items maintain their exclusivity, even though it's just an illusion. During the COVID-19 pandemic, with businesses closing and job losses soaring, the prevailing expectation was that luxury spending would plummet. Yet, luxury powerhouse LVMH defied all expectations, achieving remarkable growth. At its peak, LVMH's market capitalization surged past $500 billion, propelling CEO Bernard Arnault to the pinnacle of the world's wealthiest, with a net worth exceeding $200 billion. Surprisingly, the middle class played a significant role in this boom. Instead of cutting back, they escalated their spending on luxury goods, driven by a strong desire to display status amidst economic uncertainty. This spree drained their savings, sacrificing financial stability to maintain the illusion of wealth, and sparking an unprecedented surge in the luxury market. Draining your savings is one thing, but going into debt for luxury is another. Nowadays, taking on bad debt seems like the cultural norm. By mid-2024, Americans accumulated over $1 trillion in credit card debt. The average credit card interest rate was 20.68%, can quickly turn the cost of a Louis Vuitton bag into tens of thousands of dollars if you can't pay it off promptly. Then there are buy now, pay later platforms like Afterpay. They make luxury goods seem within reach, even for those facing financial challenges. It's tempting to believe you can afford that luxury item when you don't have to pay for it all at once. However, this often leads to a ripple effect of debt in low and middle class neighborhoods. A 2014 report by the Federal Reserve found that your neighbors indirectly influence how much you spend. Psychologically, this phenomenon is known as keeping up with the Joneses. Seeing neighbors upgrade homes, drive nicer cars, or wear luxury brands can compel you to do the same, accumulating debt to keep up. Many people assume that spending more money ensures higher quality, longer-lasting products, but there is often a shocking disconnect between quality and price. In 2018, the discount footwear chain Payless conducted an experiment to expose this startling truth. They opened a store called Palazzi, displaying their regular shoes in a lavish setting. Influencers, dazzled by the opulence, were ready to pay hundreds of dollars for shoes that Payless sells for just $20 to $40. This experiment highlights how we often pay exorbitant prices for brand names and the seductive aura of luxury, despite the actual quality-price disparity. While it's easy to critique those who spend above their means on luxury items, it's essential to understand the powerful impact this good can have on people's lives. For many, maintaining social status is crucial. They cannot afford to appear low income. The challenge of attracting a romantic partner or securing a good job can feel daunting when perceived as financially insecure. But you don't need a fortune to look polished and stylish. You can find affordable, authentic, second-hand luxury items in great condition on platforms like The RealReal. Click the link in the description to find incredible deals and elevate your style without breaking the bank. Remember, treating yourself occasionally is perfectly fine. Deprivation doesn't work when it comes to improving your financial situation. However, the problem arises if you don't know exactly how much you can safely spend and save. So how do you figure that out? A general rule of thumb is to follow the 50-30-20 rule. Allocate 50% of your income to essentials like housing and food, 30% to discretionary spending like entertainment, luxury items, and 20% to savings or investments. Keep in mind the 50-30-20 rule is a useful guideline, but it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Personal finance is just that, personal. Tailor this rule to fit your unique financial situation and adjust as needed. What if I told you there's a way to buy what you want without stressing over your finances? To make this a reality, you need to understand how the top 1% manage their investments and the pitfalls they avoid. Click here to uncover those secrets and start applying these strategies today.